about to go down.
Burning your ears with another all-killer and no-filler episode of the best motorsports radio on the planet. It's the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. With your host, Jim Beaver.
Sliding trophy trucks, jumping razors, and dropping the mic at events across the country.
Amy Hood.
What's up, guys? I'm a professional fun haver, dirt bike rider, and monster truck driver.
With support from Polaris Razor, General Tire, Subaru, and Dirtfish. Hang on tight, strap in, and get ready to smoke some tires and lay some roost. Here's the man who carries a steering wheel in one hand and a mic in the other. Jim Beaver.
Welcome to another edition of the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor, along with our good friends at General Tire, Subaru of America, and Dirtfish Rally School. Stoked to be back here in the hot seat once again for another edition of your favorite action motorsports radio show, joined by my right-hand lady, Amy Hood. Man, you had one heck of a week and a half there at the NORA 1000. I was kind of living vicariously through you. I haven't been to Baja in a year or so it was it's been a while. So I know we've got a lot to talk about in the first couple segments with you and the Baja experience. Definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, it was definitely a trip of a lifetime. I think it's actually changed my life, Jim. I am now a Baja Gypsy, and I cannot wait to get back down there with some actual bikes and do some riding of my own. So, yeah, lots to tell you about that weekend.
Yeah, we'll have to get you on one of the bike trips with Cameron Steele or something when he does, like, the Rip to Cabo. Or
we've actually been talking about that. I want to do Rip to the Tip with Cameron. I think it might fit nicely into my schedule, too.
Yeah. So, we've got that to talk about. We've got guests today, a couple of heavy hitters. Light on the guests only because Amy and I have got a lot to talk about. We've been so packed with guests the past few weeks. We haven't been able to catch up on other things. We got a big fan Q&A segment coming up in hour number 2. Supercross, man, the finale is upon us. We've got to talk about that. Indy 500. The month of May opened up yesterday, but today I believe Danica Patrick is on track. We got a ton of fan questions on Danica. We're going to talk about her return to Indy. We've got Silver State coming up. We've got Justin Matney on the line today to talk trophy trucks in Baja. We've got Chris Forsberg, your Formula Drift winner. Obviously, NORA 1000 talk. We got some World Rallycross. I don't know. We got a slam pack show today. Thank you for joining us. We will be back right after this here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. You want extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on four wheels? The Polaris Razor brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris Razor because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team Razor because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris Razor because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRazor.com or follow at Polaris Razor on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268-horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305-horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Since 1970, KC Highlights has been designing and manufacturing performance lighting for off-road and motorsports, beginning with the legendary Daylighter up until today's revolutionary Flex, Pod, and Pro 6 lighting systems. KC Highlights offers a full line of halogen, HID, and LED lighting solutions for your off-road vehicle. Looking for the best quality lighting? Looking for the brand champions choose? You're looking for KC Highlights. Find out more information at kchighlights.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KC Highlights. Looking to have some fun on four wheels? Dirtfish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at Dirtfish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle in Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount. Your life demands a tire that provides durability, comfort, and performance, and that's what General Tire delivers for you. From the all-season grip of the Grabber UHP to the comfort and on-road manners of the Grabber HTS to the durability and off-road traction of the Grabber AT2, General has a tire that will help get you where you need to go. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible, because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Thanks for tuning in to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, available live online in syndication on networks across the U.S. and available internationally on the American Forces Network.
And we are back here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver and Amy Hood here, just like we are just about every damn week. But Amy Hood, we got to talk some Nora Mexican 1000 to kick things off. Yeah. I'm kind of digging it. Like when I brought you over to the off-road world like 4 or 5 years ago, I can't even remember. I don't know. Like you were complete like virgin to off-road. Like you'd kind of heard of it, seen it.
Absolutely.
You know, but like I love the fact now, like you're like fully immersed. Like I've brought you over and like now you're like running, you're like doing stuff that I'm not even doing. And I think it's amazing. You know, we started out at the mid 400. Now we're talking short course. You know, we got to get you out to one of those events. You've experienced Baja now. Like you are full on, like, you know, it's got its hooks in you now.
Absolutely. And actually, you know, Jim, I haven't even broke the news to you yet. So I guess right here, right now is going to be my very first time. I'll let the universe know, but I actually got reached out to by Utah Off-Road Racing Company, and they have a couple girls on their team for the Vegas to Reno in August and invited me to be a part of their bike team for that event. So, Jim, it's happening. I'm going to be racing my first kind of off-road race with UTV Racing for the Vegas to Reno. I'm super excited. It gives me something to kind of work towards this summer, you know, put my training to work here and kind of get my butt into gear. But, yeah, I just got reached out to them yesterday. And, of course, you know, if something falls in my schedule and it works with Monster Jam, you better believe that I'm going to be doing it. They're kind of, you know, providing the means for me to do it. I just got to show up and bring, obviously, my social media background to the game for them, and really kind of, I guess they really enjoyed what I kind of posted about the Nora. Like I really wanted to share that experience with everybody. You know, I never really had that kind of insight to, you know, that type of racing and, you know, the Baja and, you know, what the whole experience was about. So I really try to share that through my social media, my Instagram all weekend, and just kind of, you know, through the eyes of a, you know, Baja virgin, if you will, like you said. But it really was the most surreal, incredible, beautiful experience of my life. And, you know, I grew up with this. I was 2 years old when I was on a dirt bike. I grew up racing with my family, my mom and dad. We would go to the races every single weekend. And it was like this family thing for me. When I think of racing and, you know, riding a dirt bike, I think of my family. And that's exactly what the Baja experience is all about. You know, it's this family culture, you know, close-knit community of racers who are these diehards. And, like, that's who I am and how my family is. So it really is such a, you know, great pairing for how, you know, what racing is to me in my soul is the Baja culture. And, you know, whether it's, you know, all the people you race with and all the different teams, or, you know, the community of Baja, these families and these people who make these, you know, racer hostels and restaurants catered to us is is incredible, and it's this big, long family journey. You know, you stop at all these places with so much history and stories, and I mean, that's what racing is about for me. And I think anybody who's, you know, sees racing through that eyes, not just as a competitive thing, you know, they'll have this appreciation for Baja. Like, it just gets into your soul, and like, yes, I want to be a part of this. Like, I want to, you know, leave my legacy with it as well as this little Canadian racer chick. I think it's important to me for my career that I do that. Like, it's just who I am and what I wanted to do. And I always said, oh, I want to race the Baja 1000 when I was a little girl, never really knowing what it actually was. It was just something that I wanted to do. And now I know why. And like, it was almost like I knew why I wanted to do it back then, even though I didn't know. So I just think it's going to be a really cool transition for me, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. And, you know, we say with age comes a cage, but I think with age comes Baja, because I appreciate what you know, I do. Like, it's one of those races that you can do like forever, you know, and you can bring your friends, and you can do it a different way every year. And I just think that it's, you know, whether you do it competitively or not, like, I'm trying to organize a father-daughter race team for the Nora, because the Nora is great. You know, it's, you know, it's 5 days, but it's not so competitive like the Baja. It's a little bit more relaxed. There's a lot more heritage behind the race, and you can complete the day. You know, you got the day to do your stage. So I think it'd be great to partner up with my dad and, you know, maybe another father-daughter duo that is familiar in the off-road scene. So anybody listening here, you know, if you have a father-daughter team that, you know, you've done Baja before, you're, you know, enduro rider, you know, hit me up. Like, I'm very interested. I'd love to talk to Jolene and her dad, or, you know, Kelsey Abbott. The Abbotts are, you know, another great addition, but I know there's a lot of rad father-daughter teams out there, so it'd be rad. Jim, I'm so excited. I love the Baja.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like I said, you know, and there's the thing about Baja too is you get everything you get on the cover, like the face value. You know, people get to go and see things in the cities and the towns and things like that. And then there's the roads off the beaten path. And like, I've seen some stuff out in the remoteness of Baja that, like, you know, I mean, I can't say nobody else will ever see because off-road racers have seen it, but there's stuff on trails and things like that that are just out in the middle of nowhere that are so ridiculously epic. It's just so amazing. And every time you go somewhere, you can see something different. And the people, you know what I mean, are just so welcoming, and they, you know, they
and
just...
I think that's the thing about Mexico is that people get, like, you know, there's always this stigma behind Mexico being unsafe. Never once on this trip as a little white chick from Canada did I feel unsafe. You know, people have been doing this Baja for years. You know, these towns and the farmers and the communities are so welcoming. I mean, they have children running out to the road asking for stickers. They have signs. You know, even the government check stops. So the military check stops. You say you're from Nora, they put a big smile on their face and they ask for stickers. You know, this is like a community and a culture that embraces, you know, off-road racing. It's freaking unreal. I choose to, you know, challenge anybody who thinks that Mexico is unsafe, because I had a fantastic time. It was so welcoming by everybody. It was an absolutely incredible gym. And like, you don't get that anywhere, man. I feel more unsafe in downtown Chicago than I do there.
Yeah, well, and you know, it's like any city. You know, it's like any city. There's places you go, there's places you don't go.
To go, and don't hang out with people you're not supposed to hang out with. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's the same anywhere you go. And another thing is, you know, they talk about off-road racing being unsafe, and you know, there was one fatality at the Nora, unfortunately. You know, prayers go out to him and his family and the friends, and but that is the risk that we take as a racer and as an athlete. You know, whether it's racing motocross, driving, you know, UTVs, trophy trucks, or doing 1,000 miles in the Baja. I mean, you can get hit by a bus walking to the mall, you know, and I just think that people got to put it into perspective, and that ultimately that's the risk that we know is involved with this, but there's risks in anything that we do in life, and it's just, you know, it's just something that is along with the game.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I do have to give a big shout out to my friend Brittany Cardone at HCR Racing. They took their Bronco, aka the Donko, to a win.
Yeah.
So big
we
shout.
had a great time. We had some cervezas at the after party. Me, Brittany. Yeah.
Oh, you met Brittany finally? I know. I texted you. I'm like, oh, you got to link up with her.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's kind of gonna give me the ropes for the next one. She's like, come on down. We'll teach you the lay of the land and. Oh, yeah, I got a pretty – there's a lot of women who partake in the NOR and the Baja. I didn't think there was as many as there actually was.
Yeah, Brittany's rad. She's got she hates talking on the mic, so I've never actually had her on the show, but she's one of my best friends. But she's got obviously UTVs with HCR. She rides dirt bikes. She rides snowmobiles. She's there in Cedar City, Utah. So, yeah, she's definitely a shredder. I know they sponsor Hubert. They sponsor Travis Pastrana. Obviously, Jolene is tied in with the whole thing, too. So, we had quite the adventure. She went to Vegas to Reno with us last year, and it was, oh, man, the stories we got from that one were, I don't know. I think I've told you, but maybe not so much for the air because it was a ton of fun in Gabbs, Nevada. The whole crew. We had about 24 people in a bar that was just yes,
I heard those.
Yeah, town of 150 people. They've got a bar and a double wide trailer, and it's midnight, and Travis Pastrana walks into the bar. Right? You just we had a good time, that's for sure. But we're gonna take a short break. We come back, Amy and I. We got a little more Nora talk. We got a big. No, there's some stuff that was on the internet and vintage versus new cars, and we got some stuff to talk about. Nora, obviously Supercross, and a whole lot more coming up here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. I'm Polaris rider Jim Beaver. I race trophy trucks professionally, host a Down and Dirty radio show, and also travel the country announcing motorsports events. I've seen it all, and trust me, I've done most of it. So when it comes time to relax on the weekend, nothing is better than taking time with my family in our Razor vehicles. They've got the reliability I need to just pick up and go explore the desert, dunes, or trail, and have the capability to attack even the harshest terrain. If you're looking for some of the most reliable and safest, and hands down most capable off-road machines in the world, look no further than Polaris and their award-winning lineup of Razor vehicles. Whether you want your daughter to experience off-road driving for the first time in a Razor 170 like me, take the entire family out in a Razor XP4 1000 on the weekend, or shred the desert and dunes in the all-new Razor XP 1000 Fox Edition, Polaris has you handled. Take my advice and join me and some of the best drivers in the world by driving a Polaris Razor. Check out the full Polaris Razor lineup at Polaris.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor. Are you looking for a place to push yourself behind the wheel and see how your driving skills stack up? Dirtfish Rally School is that place. Located on 315 acres of pristine automotive playground at the foot of the Cascade Mountains in Snoqualmie, Washington, right outside of Seattle, Dirtfish Rally School is a one-of-a-kind place where everyone from first-time drivers to seasoned professionals like Bucky Lassick and Antoine Lestage can push themselves to their limit. Whether driving the high-performance rally-prepped all-wheel drive Subaru Impreza STI is what you're looking for, or you'd rather hang it all out in the rear-wheel drive Subaru BRZs, Dirtfish Rally School has something for everyone. Classes are available from 2 hours to 3 full days and feature instructors with over 150 years of combined racing experience. Whether you're looking to become the best and get an edge on the competition, or just looking to freshen your skills behind the wheel, Dirtfish Rally School is the place to go. For more information on registering for classes, visit Dirtfish on the web at dirtfish.com, or to check out the latest happenings from Dirtfish, follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Dirtfish Rally. For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Like what you hear? Catch all the back episodes of the Down and Dirty Radio Show on Apple Podcast, and be sure to rate, review, and subscribe.
And we are back here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor, talking a little Nora Mexican 1000. Jim Beaver and Amy Hood here, but I do have to say, before we roll into some more Nora talk, we talk a lot about Dirtfish up here, and I tell you guys about all my fun times. Amy's been up there before with me, but Dirtfish this July, it's July 7th, they're having what they call Dirtfish Summer Fest. Now, I will be going up there. Jolene Van Vliet will be going up there. I think Amy's talked about going up there, but they're having this big, basically, party, major bash at Dirtfish one day. It's on a Saturday. They're going to have rally car rides. They've got all kinds of bands, car shows. Like, I don't know. It's basically like a merger of all things fun, motorsports, families involved, kids. But anyways, they're giving away a trip to Dirtfish Summerfest. Airfare, hotel, the whole works. Right now on Facebook. So go over to Dirtfish Rally's Facebook page, get entered in on that. I think they're only running the contest for a few days. They're going to give away literally the round trip, like airfare, the whole works for you to go to Dirtfish Summerfest. And I guess you'll be forced to hang out with me and Amy and Jolene and whoever else decides to show up. So definitely, I'm excited about Summerfest. I don't know, we talked a little bit about it, Amy, but I know you're definitely game to go. And sounds like, I don't know, Seattle in the summertime is beautiful weather, so no complaints by me for sure. But
oh, yeah, I'm excited. I want to get back there and behind the wheel of one of those rally cars. And I think I actually might get to do it sooner than later, or a drift car, because I'm actually going to be hanging out with our little friend, our Sorensen girl.
Oh, Amanda Sorensen. Yeah, she's going to come on the show pretty soon, too. I've been direct messaging her.
Yes, so she is amazing. That chick is honestly like just a mirror image version of myself back in the day when I was her age. You know, she's doing a million different things and, you know, immersed in all these different sports. But, yeah, Amanda and I I'm going to be flying out to her house, and we're going to be filming a full episode of the Wild Ones video and radio. And it's going to be pretty awesome. We're going to kind of do a ton of different sports, but I'm going to actually be able to get behind the wheel of her drift car. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. I think I'm going to be heading out in early June to do that. So
okay,
I'm pretty excited.
That's awesome. Yeah, I got to see her first time racing. You guys ought to follow her on Instagram. It's Amanda Sorensen. I think she's only like 15 or 16 now. Girl's a shredder.
She's little and she kills it.
Yeah, I saw her a couple years ago. There was a demo, a UTV demo. Terracross put it on. I wasn't racing. It was at San Diego at the Del Mar Fair, and they had like 6 or 8 people show up. Her dad showed up. Her brother raced. She raced. Sierra Romo and Randy Romo raced. Anyways, there was maybe Cody Raiders. There was a good maybe 8-10 UTVs racing. They had this massive tabletop. It was like a step up. It was actually a step up. And then it was like a table where everybody's kind of hitting it, and they were stepping up and landing on the backside, right? Well, you had to really, like, the way when you came into it, to hit it right, you had to slow way down or you'd overjump it, right? So everybody's scrubbing all this speed. They're hitting this step-up kind of table thing, landing on the backside like butter, you know what I mean? But they were losing a lot of speed. So here comes, at this point, I think she was like 13. I'm doing the announcing for this thing. Here comes Amanda Sorensen, 13-year-old girl, and she comes wide open pinned. Everybody is checking up. Amanda goes literally wide open, full throttle, hits this thing, boosts it, clears the step up, didn't land on the backside. She literally landed 20 yards down the track to flat, and she literally passed like 4 people. When she hit it, I went, oh no, I'm going to see a 13-year-old die today. Literally, like, that girl went up into the rafters of this stadium, and I am not joking. Somebody somewhere has a picture of this, and this girl boosted it, and she's up in the rafters in this Razor, literally passed like 4 people and landed it flat. And me and everybody in the arena were like, did we just actually see this? Like, it was absolutely insane, Amy Hood. And I'm like, holy crap, I don't even know how to explain what I just saw. You know, it was like, wow. And that was like my first experience with Amanda Sorensen. I'm like, holy crap, this girl's got some talent. Either that or she's fearless or both. But yeah, it was gnarly. So seeing her in a drift car, that makes me excited.
Yeah, I'm super stoked. So the drift event that she's going to be going to, I'm actually going to be able to get behind the wheel as well. But I mean, talking to her, this kid does everything. Like, does dirt bikes, like UTVs, cars. She was snowboards. She was a professional. What did she tell me yesterday? Everything. Like, she literally does everything. She's done everything. It's super rad. And yeah, so I'm really stoked to get her, filmed to do some wild ones, because the wild ones we kind of try to do a little bit of everything. But the fact that she's like 16 years old, I feel like this is a girl to watch. This is the chick that you guys got to tag along, follow her on Instagram, because, she's going to be doing big things once she gets older. Her Instagram is Amanda.Sorensen12. But follow her, check her out. Oh, she's 15. She's 15. She does drift car, pro light, UTV, go-karts, figure skating. That's what she did.
Figure skating. Wow. Let's just throw that randomly in there. I'm a figure skater.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty cool to watch a little chick, really slay it.
What do you do? I jump dirt bikes, I drift cars, I jump razors, and I figure skate.
Yeah, cool. Classy, badassy. That's how you got to keep it.
No, you know what? Those people are talented and fit. Like, I got to tell you, it's no joke. So, props to Amanda Sorensen. It's like gymnasts. You know what I mean? Like, it takes a special kind of like person to be a really, really good gymnast. Like, those people are so ridiculously fit.
Yeah, no, definitely. It'll be cool to go hang out with her and, hopefully give her a little bit of mentoring, and then I'm going to kind of put her through the ringer in the gym and get her a fitness program all dialed up and make sure this lady is on the right track, because she's definitely going in the right direction. So I think it's important, just because, as an older female in this industry now, like, I've kind of been through all my ups and downs and all the challenges, and I've kind of, figured out, the weaknesses that sometimes this industry brings, and how to kind of go in the right direction as a female. So any little ladies that I can maybe help point in the right direction to and make sure they stay on track, I would, that's definitely my goal, is to make sure these girls can reach all their goals and dreams and slay it.
Yeah, for sure. So we got to switch back to Nora, and then we've got a break. Yeah. And Justin Matney, my boy Justin from RPM Off-Road, he is calling in. Looking forward to that here in about 10 minutes. But going back to Nora real quick. So there was some big, it was a big discussion on Facebook, and I can't remember where it was at, but it was a deep discussion, and it was on the Nora 1000, because Nora started out as a vintage race, right? And it's a race, but it's more like a rally. It's all about the fun. They call it the happiest race on earth for a reason. Like, people just go and they have a good time, right? And so it started out as a vintage race, and some of the newer vehicles have kind of trickled in and things like that, and people are kind of pissed and wanted to only be vintage, and then they're like, look, you got Class 1 cars and trophy trucks winning the overall, and I was like, wait a minute. So the trophy truck and the Class 1 car that did finish 1 and 2 in the overall, they are a trophy truck, and it's an older 1 car, but it is a Class 1 car. It's a beam car front end, Bob Gordon's, but those cars are over 25 years old. That trophy truck was built over 25 years ago, so I'm like, yes, they are modern and they're fast, but at some point, modern and fast can still be vintage. And so I think, I'm like, just because they're fast doesn't mean you can't let them in when they're 25 years old. Like, to me, that's, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But I understand people are arguing over, but these guys in UTVs are coming in, and it's newer dirt bikes, and those aren't vintage. And I'm like, at some point, these people, a lot of them are just having fun, especially a lot of the UTVs and stuff like that. But it's also this promoter, if you only have 25 entries and they're all old Volkswagens and old trucks, they're going to lose money on the event. And I'm not saying the people at Nora want to make a grip load of money, but you don't want to lose money either. So if you can add 25 UTVs and modern cars to go with the vintage stuff, and it helps them run in the black and it keeps this event going, to me, I'm all for it. I mean, how do you feel about the mix of modern and vintage in this deal, Amy?
I mean, again, it's kind of my first experience, but I do agree with, the promoters and you keeping it in, the black, not the red, and making sure, there's a division where somebody has somebody else to race against. And, we do that in motocross as well. If there's, not enough people to fill a class, we either do a double gate drop or we just include everybody. And the thing about the Noras, it's supposed to be that, it's supposed to be that fun race. It's not the Baja 1000.
Exactly.
Go race the Baja 1000 if you're super epic on your, competitiveness. But this is supposed to be like heritage, fun, fun for the whole family. There's a lot of family teams that do it, fathers and sons and fathers and daughters. And man, get over it. Go race something else if you want to be that competitive about it, or don't race at all. Everyone here is there to have a good time. Get over yourself.
I mean, there are people racing for wins, don't get me wrong, but and it's all about the fun.
Go race in the pro classes or whatever, the big ones.
Well, and that's it. It's like Brittany and an HCR, that vintage Bronco. It's not like they're racing against trophy trucks. They have their own class. Trophy trucks aren't hitting them. That's one rule about NORA is there's no hitting, which I think is is definitely it. It's on point. That
really goes to show then really what level of competitiveness the NORA is, right?
Yeah.
It kind of fathoms me how ignorant people are. We're here to make sure that everybody has a good time and everybody races and everybody has people to race against. I've been in a class where it's been, one pro woman. And I have to race with the little ladies or whatnot, or the intermediate or whatever. And you don't want to go riding out there by yourself chasing your own shadow. I mean, that's no fun.
Oh, it's truth. We got to go to a short break. We come back. Justin Matney from RPM Off-Road, trophy truck driver extraordinaire. He is on the line here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. Want extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on four wheels? The Polaris RZR brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris RZR because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris RZR because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team RZR because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris RZR because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris RZR because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRZR.com or follow at Polaris RZR on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story.
Life is all about sound, the sound of sports, the sound at the racetrack, and the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible. Since 1970, KC Highlights has been designing and manufacturing performance lighting for off-road and motorsports, beginning with the legendary Daylighter up until today's revolutionary Flex, Pod, and Pro 6 lighting systems. KC Highlights offers a full line of halogen, HID, and LED lighting solutions for your off-road vehicle. Looking for the best quality lighting? Looking for the brand champions choose? You're looking for KC Highlights. Find out more information at kchighlights.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KC Highlights.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Thanks for tuning in to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, available live online, in syndication on networks across the U.S., and available internationally on the American Forces Network.
And we are back here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver and Amy Hood here, joined on the line by my good friend Justin Matney with RPM Off-Road. How is everything going, Justin?
Hey, Jim. Everything's going great. How are you?
Pretty good, man. It's been a while since we've caught up. I think we just were running in circles and never running in the same direction or something. I don't know, man.
not the same circles.
It doesn't happen like that.
Yeah, so
the Venn diagram has not come together.
Yeah, our Venn diagram definitely has not come together in a while. But good seeing you. I know out at the Mint, I ran over to your pit. I was looking for somebody and ran into our boy Kevin Wilson. I was glad you drug him back out to the desert, dude. It's been a while since he's been out there.
Yeah, Kevin's been working with us, and he's been doing some suit designs and helmet designs and the truck designs. So it's pretty exciting.
Yeah. No, he does some killer work, man. I know he redesigned my website, and here we are. We're giving him the ultimate I guess we ought to just throw it out there. American Syndicate, if you need any kind of graphic design or web design work, Kevin Wilson can handle you. But, yeah, he redesigned my website and did just a tremendous job, man. Guys, I love that guy. It's like you can't not have fun when Kevin's around.
That's for sure. Yeah, actually, Kevin's working on a new deal called DRX Wear for shirts, apparel, and this and that, and it's pretty trick, Jimmy. I'll get some stuff with you on that.
Yeah, for sure, man. But anyways, dude, you've obviously you guys have been, I guess, full speed ahead. But I was like, man, we got to reach out to Justin because at some point I know I like to catch up with you around Baja, but we got Silver State and then turn around in the Baja 500s a few weeks later. And I know you're going to be spending a couple of weeks down in Mexico pre-run. And I'm like, I better reach out to Matney now because I think the next month is going to be a train wreck for you, buddy.
Yeah, we're kind of all over the place, and we're leaving in the morning to head to Silver State, and I got qualifying on Thursday, and we're going to be racing on Saturday, and then my teammates Clyde Stacy and Sarah Price and Kellen Walsh and we're going to be doing some testing on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So, yeah, we're pretty busy.
Yeah. Well, let's talk first. I mean, I want to talk about, some of your teammates and things like that and just kind of RPM as a whole. But first off, I got to talk to you. I saw this thing right when it was done. Rick had it here in Parker, and I got a chance to take a peek at it. But this all-wheel drive truck, man, you got to let me know because I've driven all-wheel drive rally cars, and for the longest time, I'm like, at some point, somebody is going to bring that tech to desert to the trophy truck platform, and it's going to work. And I know Ultra 4 has been doing a lot of stuff to help develop it, but I've seen just in my work in rally how much faster they are, and I'm like, at some point, that's going to be the hot ticket in desert racing. It just hasn't quite happened. And I think, you guys were kind of one of the first with this modern technology to bring it here. And I know Herps in the past have toyed with it. And I think there was McPherson years ago and things like that. But now there's a few trucks trickling in. But I mean, tell me what it's like. And you've driven two-wheel drive trucks, for most of your career. I mean, what's the biggest difference jumping into this all-wheel drive truck, buddy?
Well, I mean, obviously with the all-wheel drive truck, we've been tinkering around with some different things. We've had some product issues this year that have put us down. We thought we had fixed last year, but we're still changing some things around. But the truck, handling-wise, in the corners, obviously, is going to be a lot faster. And, our biggest downfall right now is on the top-end high speeds, which obviously with gearing and working with Geyser Brothers and Doug Fortin, we're getting there. And Jesse Jones, he spent a lot of time, I guess, working with the new big block motor. And then I know he's doing a new transfer case. So, I mean, we're all still working towards the same goal. I think it's the future for sure of racing in desert. But we're just a little bit off. So hopefully we can get some components working and get this thing ready to go for Silver State.
Yeah, well, and and I know your thing is especially the best in the desert the way they run their qualifying. I mean, it's definitely got to be an advantage there. But just say Baja, general Baja race like the 500. I mean, where are you picking up the most time? Is it the tight, twisty, technical stuff because you're just a little bit snappier coming out of the corners and things like that? I mean, obviously silt beds is a major advantage, but I mean, where are you seeing like the biggest improvement as far as speeds? Do you think you're gonna find it with the all-wheel drive?
Oh, exactly. All the tight, twisty stuff, like going up to Mike's or running, the rally roads out on the ocean side.
Yeah.
That's where you're really picking up all the time and gaining on everybody. So, but like I said, it's Dugan's has done a killer job with the motor, and That truck, it's still a work of art by Geyser Brothers, but we're still figuring it out.
Yeah, well, that's definitely the truth. I think I don't care what it is, though. I think at some point you're always trying to figure it out when you've got a trophy truck, right? I mean, you're always making small improvements, and you can go win a race, and then you go back to the shop, and you and Rick probably talk, all right, so how can we make this thing better?
Exactly, yeah. It's a never-ending story, and you know the same thing as everybody else. That's racing in general. You're always trying to improve what you've got because everybody else around you is trying to make theirs better as well. So,
yeah,
it's good. It's good. I'm excited to see Bryce with their all-wheel drive truck, and I think McCachran. So, obviously, there's more guys out there running the all-wheel drive platform. The components and the parts will get better, and they'll be able to live longer and things like that.
Yeah, well, and that's it. The more you get running it, the development work, it spreads it out, right? One guy will figure it out, and then, it just makes it a little easier instead of just being the one guy working on it, to develop these things. But
exactly.
Yeah. So, talking about trophy truck as a whole, man, obviously you guys got Silver State coming up. You turn around, you got the 500, which is a big one this year. It's the 50th anniversary Baja 500. But, I mean, let's talk about trophy truck because, I've been – I haven't raced I'm doing the UTV thing right now. I still got the trophy truck sitting in the garage, but it's been about a year since I've been behind the wheel of mine. But, dude, trophy truck right now, things are just exploding. Races are coming down. It's like NASCAR-type pit stops at this point, and every second counts, Justin. It's used to be years ago we talk about it where you just finished and you were guaranteed a podium. But now, just finishing might get you a top 20, top 25.
Oh, exactly. Like I said, Rick and the guys at his shop, they practice pit stops and fueling and tire changes, and it's getting so close. It doesn't take anything to take you out of, the top 10 spot. A simple drive line or anything like that. You might.
You there?
Oh, we lost him there.
I think we lost him there for a second. Oh, we'll hang tight. Maybe he'll call back in. I don't know. Sound like he was in the car, maybe. You there, Justin?
Yeah, I've got you.
Oh, it cut out for a second. We're good now. So we were just talking about how quick trophy trucks are, and and how tight the racing has got. You know what I mean? And you were talking about Rick and the boys in the shop, practicing on pit stops and things like that, and especially talk about Baja because you guys have been really successful down there. And what's it take to be successful in Baja? Obviously Silver State, there's no pre-running; it's just kind of a go. And we've run the track in years past, so we've got notes and data and things like that. But you go to Baja, man, it's a different experience because you can do as much homework as you possibly can, and sometimes, there's always another guy that's going to burn one more lap down there than you are, and know the course just a hair better. It's Baja's a different beast, man. What's it take for you guys to be successful down there?
With us, just for instance, for the Baja 250, we were there for 2 weeks. We pre-ran over 2,200 miles, and, I've got a big competitive edge with my co-driver, Kellen Walsh, being from a motorcycle background on looking for different lines and, thinking outside the box on what you're really trying to do. So, because obviously, their starting position at the Baja 250 was, 30th or something like that. So we knew we were going to be in dust right off the bat. So anytime you can get out of that dust and, get around some people, you're obviously be making up time on the leaders.
Yeah. Yeah. So, talking about RPM, and one of the things I've always appreciated, you and Clyde have built, just basically off-road super team, right? But Sarah Price is, one of my best friends, and, her and I have been friends for years, and you guys gave her an opportunity, and I see a guy like Abdeli who is he's just slaying it, man. And, and this kid, you guys have given him a massive opportunity. Talk about RPM and, Clyde and you and, kind of – how you pick these people, how you bring them in, because you guys have, given these, these phenomenal drivers a chance to basically showcase their talent, and they wouldn't have had it, any other way.
Oh, exactly. With RPM and myself and Clyde, we're all about driver development within our team. With Abdali, we worked with Abdali's father, Juan Carlos, for years and raced with Juan Carlos, and we raced against Juan Carlos, and we watched Abdali racing a quad, and I come from a dirt bike background, and Clyde and I are like, let's give this kid a shot. And we've done the same thing with his younger brother, Alex, and with Sarah Price, bringing her on and getting her, used to the trophy truck spec. And down in Baja, like you said, racing in the United States with Best in the Desert is one thing, but racing in Baja is something completely different. Sarah, she'll tell you, she pre-ran down there with me, and you just have to think outside the box so much. But we're always looking to add on new drivers. We're looking at possibly bringing on a UTV at the end of the year with a new up-and-coming driver. So you never know what we're liable to do.
Yeah. Do you think those riders are athletes with the foundation of motocross, like Sarah and the others who've had that base when they started on two wheels? Do you think their transition and being able to adapt has been a little bit better?
Oh, for sure, definitely. I mean, look at guys like Ricky Johnson and Jeremy McGrath. I mean, these guys, professional supercross, motocross guys, the same as Sarah. And, you take it from two wheels to four wheels, and, I mean, they can just kill it because, they've got that sense of what the vehicle can do, what it can't do, and,
and being able to read terrain.
Oh, exactly.
Being able to read terrain and, racing at a different track almost every weekend, and, you just kind of, you got to look at the dirt and understand how the bike is going to react, and I think that's been such a huge competitive advantage for me, being a two-wheel kid, is that wherever I go, I can really read the dirt, and I know how it's going to react. I know what it's going to be like, and I can adjust my riding style, because of that base that I've grown up on. So.
Oh, exactly. I mean, it's a huge advantage for sure from people that haven't, come from that two-wheel background and just kind of jumping into it. So, but now, the UTVs or the kids with trophy carts and UTVs, they're stepping right up into these things. It's just amazing to watch.
Yeah, for sure. So I got to ask you, we're running short on time, buddy. We got about a minute and a half left, but I know you've in the past you've toyed around with some Stadium Super Truck stuff. I know you guys have tossed Sarah in the seat there, and Abdelli, a few times here and there. I got to see his moment there at Long Beach in the flesh, and that was. It was kind of scary for a second until he got out, but we're going to see you jump behind the wheel of a Stadium Super Truck anytime this year?
If time will allow it. That's the only thing right now. I've got a few projects I'm working on, and, it's just time's cutting me short, but for sure I'm definitely going to try and get in one here before long.
Nice, man. Well, it's always fun catching up, buddy. Good luck at Silver State. Hopefully I can text you on Monday morning and say, hey, Justin, we need you back on the show because we got to do a winner's interview or something like that, right?
That's the plan. That's for sure the plan.
All right, man. Well, you take care. We'll definitely, we definitely need to catch up soon in the flesh, like off the air, right? But, man, all the best. Thank you for the time, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Jimmy. I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Justin.
All right.
Bye. All right, that was Justin Matney with RPM Off-Road, one of my favorite people in off-road motorsports. This guy, they've got like the off-road super team there and help out some of the young up-and-coming drivers and just class act. And they've got a massive online web store and off-road shop there in Tennessee. So check them out, RPM Off-Road. We are going to take a short break. Amy and I, we got a lot to catch up on here in the next couple segments. Q&A. We've got so if you got questions at JimBeaver15 at AmyHood71 on Twitter, we can still get them in. There was an interesting moment. I DM'd Amy. Shelby Anderson posted it up at the Works race where somebody got out of a car and started beating up the driver behind him. So we're going to talk about that and a whole lot more coming up here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. Extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on four wheels? The Polaris RZR brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris RZR because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris RZR because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team RZR because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris RZR because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris RZR because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRazor.com or follow at Polaris RZR on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story. Are you looking for a place to push yourself behind the wheel and see how your driving skills stack up? Dirtfish Rally School is that place. Located on 315 acres of pristine automotive playground at the foot of the Cascade Mountains in Snoqualmie, Washington, right outside of Seattle, Dirtfish Rally School is a one-of-a-kind place where everyone from first-time drivers to seasoned professionals like Bucky Lassick and Antoine Lestage can push themselves to their limit. Whether driving the high-performance, rally-prepped all-wheel drive Subaru Impreza STI is what you're looking for, or you'd rather hang it all out in the rear-wheel drive Subaru BRZs, Dirtfish Rally School has something for everyone. Classes are available from 2 hours to 3 full days and feature instructors with over 150 years of combined racing experience. Whether you're looking to become the best and get an edge on the competition, or just looking to freshen your skills behind the wheel, Dirtfish Rally School is the place to go. For more information on registering for classes, visit Dirtfish on the web at dirtfish.com, or to check out the latest happenings from Dirtfish, follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Dirtfish Rally.
Come to the island and rip it up this summer. Wakeboard Island. It's a skate park on water at Blue Water Resort and Casino. Check out the 2-tower cable system that pulls you and your board over the water. No boats to watch out for, no fumes. Wakeboard Island is open to all skill levels with an open center section for beginners. And for trick riders, a double side kicker in a 60-foot flat box. Wakeboard Island, the best ride this side of the Rockies. Adjacent to the River's Edge Cantina at Blue Water Resort and Casino on the Colorado River in Parker, Arizona.
Your life demands a tire that provides durability, comfort, and performance, and that's what General Tire delivers for you. From the all-season grip of the Grabber UHP to the comfort and on-road manners of the Grabber HTS to the durability and off-road traction of the Grabber AT2, General has a tire that will help get you where you need to go. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible, because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Want the latest from Jim Beaver and Amy Hood? Follow at Jim Beaver 15 and at Amy Hood 71 on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. Jim Beaver and Amy Hood here, just wrapping up with Justin Matney and a bunch of Nora talk and everything else in hour number one. Definitely go back and check us out on iTunes, subscribe to us. It's just Down and Dirty Radio Show right now. At some point here in the next week, you'll still be able to find it as Down and Dirty Radio Show, but we're taking our RSS feed and co-branding it with Amy's new show, Amy Hood's Wild Ones. So basically, you're going to get all this goodness on iTunes all in one place. So definitely go and check us out there and check out my other show, Project Action on Podcast One. I just had Hurricane Nita Strauss on this past week. Monster Energy musician. She's also lead guitarist for Alice Cooper, probably the best female guitarist in the world. Probably, I would say, top 5 guitarist in the world currently, male, female, anything. So rad. Ton of fun catching up with her. Check that out. That's on Project Action. You can grab that on iTunes as well. And make sure and check out our website, downanddirtyshow.com. I've got a staff writer now. That's right. We are growing. We've got a staff writer for downanddirtyshow.com. He dumped out something like 17 articles in 1 week. So we're breaking down Supercross on the website, breaking down NHRA, IndyCar, off-road, drifting, you name it. We are breaking it down. So definitely check it out. We're not only your place for audio, we are your place for written content as well. So downanddirtyshow.com. And we'll also be your place for all things Amy Hood here shortly, Amy. I don't want to jump the gun and talk about your podcast and your YouTube thing because we've got a fan question on that. So we're going to have to wait till the next segment to talk about that. So kind of priming the pump here, but I don't want to jump too far down that rabbit hole yet because we're going to have like a whole segment to do that here coming up. So just saying. But
okay.
So we are going to take a short break here. When we come back, we've got a Dirtfish Rally Report, and then we've got our Q&As and Supercross talk and a whole lot more coming up in hour number 2 here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. want extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on four wheels? The Polaris RZR brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris RZR because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris RZR because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team RZR because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris RZR because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris RZR because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRZR.com or follow at Polaris RZR on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story.
Thanks for tuning in to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, available live online, in syndication on networks across the U.S., and available internationally on the American Forces Network.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. Right now, we're going to roll right into our segment, our Dirtfish Rally Report for the next couple of minutes, brought to you by our good friends at Dirtfish Rally School. Find out more information on the web at www.dirtfish.com. And use the coupon code JBDirtfish. That'll net you 15% off at Dirtfish Rally School. And talking 1 day, 2 day, 3 day classes, that is a big chunk of change there. So big thanks to Dirtfish for letting our listeners have that. But biggest rally event going on this past weekend was World Rallycross. It was there in Montalegre. But World Rallycross round number 2 in the books, and it was Johan Kristoffersson with the win. Sebastian Loeb, the living legend, finishing up in second. And you know what's interesting to me is Sebastian Loeb. This guy is one of the greatest ever. I mean, he's Pikes Peak record holder. He's raced Dakar, WRCs. You know, he retired from that because he had no competition, because he was winning literally everything. He has not dominated World Rallycross like everybody expected he would, and I think that says a lot about the competition level in World Rallycross. But Sebastian Loeb in second, the other legend, Peter Solberg, in third, our good friend Andreas Bakkerud in fourth. I love Andreas. We definitely need to catch up with him next time he's stateside for sure. Probably one of the most charismatic European drivers you will ever talk to. So love Andreas Bakkerud. Championship points right now, it's Kristoffersson in the lead. We got Bakkerud in second, Peter Solberg third, Sebastian Loeb in fourth, and Matthias Ekstrom rounding out your top 5 there in World Rallycross. So I know the American Rallycross Series kicks off in England there at Silverstone when World Rallycross is there. Definitely looking forward to that. We're going to have a lot more information on that coming up in the next couple of weeks as we get closer to the debut of that all-new American Rallycross Series, which coincidentally debuts in England. So, and then round number 2 is in Canada, which I think I will be going to there in Troy Rivers in Quebec. I don't know, maybe we'll have to drag you to Quebec for that one, Amy.
You might need a translator, so yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know you spoke French.
Un petit peu, je parle en français. Voulez-vous parler plus lentement? There you go. It says I speak a little bit of French if you speak slow.
Okay. Well, maybe I do need my translator then. So anyways, we're going to take a short break. That was our Dirtfish Rally Report, brought to you by our good friends at Dirtfish Rally School. We'll be back talking some questions and answers next on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. Want extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on four wheels? The Polaris RZR brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris RZR because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris RZR because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team RZR because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris RZR because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris RZR because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRZR.com or follow at Polaris RZR on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story. Looking to have some fun on four wheels? Dirtfish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at Dirtfish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle and Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount.
Come to the island and rip it up this summer. Wakeboard Island. It's a skate park on water at Blue Water Resort and Casino. Check out the 2-tower cable system that pulls you and your board over the water. No boats to watch out for, no fumes. Wakeboard Island is open to all skill levels with an open center section for beginners and for trick riders, a double side kicker in a 60-foot flat box. Wakeboard Island, the best ride this side of the Rockies. Adjacent to the River's Edge Cantina at Blue Water Resort and Casino on the Colorado River in Parker, Arizona.
Your life demands a tire that provides durability, comfort, and performance, and that's what General Tire delivers for you. From the all-season grip of the Grabber UHP to the comfort and on-road manners of the Grabber HTS to the durability and off-road traction of the Grabber AT2, General has a tire that will help get you where you need to go. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible, because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
You're listening to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. All killer and no filler.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. I'm getting a bit of a chuckle while we were off air. Like I got a DM and Brojack slid into my DMs, and I just laughed because I just laughed because Jackie's so like polite and like professional, and I'm like, seriously, Jackie, just send me a text and ask me this. But like, it's this formal. She's got a good friend. It's a veteran, and they've got a foundation, and she was wondering if I would give some time for this veterans organization on air. Which the answer is absolutely always yes. But she's like so professional about it. I'm like, seriously, Jackie, we text all the time. You're sending me like a DM, like all formal and everything, and I'm like, seriously, you gotta love Jackie, like seriously. But just crack me up. But anyways, we're going to flip-flop segments. We're going to do a Q&A next. But I think that it's going to run over because you and I always run over with the Q&A, so we want the longer segment. So we're going to take the shorter segment, and we're going to talk some Supercross, and we are going to talk about this crazy shenanigans that happened in the Works race out at San Hollow.
Let's talk about that first, because I haven't even been paying attention to Supercross. I know we got Vegas final, so we can talk about that after.
Yeah, and just so you know, when we talk about this, Shelby Anderson posted the video. Works actually put out a press release because they got so much flack over it. Shelby wasn't involved. She just knows the people involved. But
yeah, she just posted it.
Yeah, she just posted it, but it's shenanigans. Like, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, so I don't know the names of the drivers, but so the Works race there in San Hollow, they're racing. There's a guy that's in front, and it's really tight technical racing, no passing zone, right? And he's totally just a moving chicane. He's holding up traffic. So the guy in second place goes up, and it's off-road racing. You're allowed to tap. Like, this guy gave him literally minutes of time to get over. He didn't. So the guy came up and gave him the nicest of nicest love taps. Like, literally just tapped his rear bumper, did zero damage. The guy literally stops in the middle of the road because there's no way to go around. He gets out of his race car, walks back to the guy behind him, and starts trying to beat him up. Like, literally takes his window net down. I'm watching the video as we speak. He literally rips the window net down and starts hitting the guy in the helmet. Like, so what?
And it happens to be that the driver who the guy is hitting on is paralyzed, and he has all hand controls, so he can't even get out of his car and defend himself if need be.
It's just there's so much wrong in this. Like, I don't even know where to go with this, Amy. Like
that much road rage when you're in an off-road race. Usually people, who have epic road rage, join an off-road so they can let it all out on the track. Like, really, I can't fathom and understand how people take things to the next level, and like it just blows my mind. People's ignorance and their non-sportsmanship, and it just there's no place for that in racing.
No, like we've seen it in Supercross. Like afterwards, guys, they pass a little too hard, and they may have words afterwards. But in the middle of the race, to get out of your race car and go back and try and fight the guy behind you, I mean, that's just. And there's cars going by on both sides, like at the same time. And like you said, I didn't even realize the one was Like, to me, it's so much wrong. They banned this guy for life.
We've definitely seen Weston Pike get off his bike and clothesline Vince Free. So it's not like it doesn't happen in motocross either. But I think that comes down to the athlete in particular. But, we see it. It happens. And just like Supercross and just like, Weston getting fined and sidelined, there's just no place for that. So, like what else do you do other than fine? And it's good that they made it so public. It's great that he had a helmet cam on and people were able to see. And, it opens up this discussion on what's right and wrong. And obviously everybody is on, team wrong. But it's good to kind of share that. And, same with Weston. It was nationally televised on Supercross. So there was a lot of, uproar about it. But, it just goes to show that it just really comes down to that person. That person's obviously a jackass. And, there's no getting around it.
I like the way you think. You're just like throwing it out there. Hey, you're listening, you're a jackass. As if he didn't know right now. But oh, that's too funny. So, yeah.
He's being put on blast, and that's exactly what he deserves.
Yeah.
Power social media, people can come out. I mean, it does talk. People are a little hasty, but he deserves that. It's so unsportsmanlike. It's ignorant, and he is a jerk.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of that, it was like.
Put him on blast.
Yeah, well, it was like, switching gears to Supercross last week, the Marvin and Tomac incident. Like, I threw a vote up, and I said, hey, who was right? Showed the pass, and I was like, who was right, who was wrong? And Marvin got put on blast by everybody on social media. Everybody sided with Tomac on that one. Like, it's sad.
I didn't see what happened. What had happened?
Oh, you didn't see that? Marvin, not this last weekend, it was the weekend before. That's when you were with, I can't remember, Ashley or something. Yeah, Marvin did a takeout move. You'll have to pull up the Down and Dirty Show Instagram. The video's there, but Marvin did the takeout move on Tomac. Literally just blatantly knocked him out, like literally. And then Tomac got whiskey throttle. It made it look more dramatic because the bike like literally went up and flew, and so it was like the dramatic. Like there was a little bit of theatrics, I think, with Tomac, but it was still he played it well. Let's put it that way. But it was it was definitely. It was there. But yeah, it's funny because now with social media, that stuff happens, and literally the internet decides whether you're right or wrong. Like, you have no say in the matter. The internet's the judge and jury and the whole works. Like, yeah, you do something like that in a race, and you get judged by the internet. Like, yeah, and you can't argue with the internet. You're going to lose every time.
Yeah, I mean, you actually, because you'll have the vote of the masses.
Yeah.
You sometimes see, you'd think that, whether this rider is liked or not, like there's obviously that popularity game, but not on the internet. Like, people will definitely speak their mind, and it's good and bad. I mean, some people are pretty ruthless. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But sometimes you got it coming, man. You got it coming.
Yeah. So we got to talk real quick. We only got like a minute and a half left, but our boy El Hombre, he's hanging on. He gave us a little scare there in Salt Lake City, but he's got a 14-point lead over Marvin, and then Tomac's he's back there. Like Tomac really relatively doesn't have.
He's still back there in third, hanging out. But I mean, dang man, Marvin is definitely creeping up on him, and we're coming down to the very last race here in Vegas, and he just has to be consistent. That's all. Vegas there's so much pressure, a lot riding on it. We've definitely seen, Jason excel under pressure, and I really don't think that's going to be the problem. I hope all goes smoothly. I hope it's a very clean racing. I hope no one does anything dumb and dirty. I mean, last year, right, it was Zach Osborne who hung it all on the line for that championship. So we're definitely going to see people pushing boundaries and, riding on the edge. It is the last one. It comes all down to this weekend. I'm super excited. I'm so nervous because obviously I want Jason to win. But I love Marvin as well, but it's Jason's time. He's put in this work, and he's had the best season of his life, and he deserves it, and he should earn it. And I got my fingers and toes crossed for that guy.
Yeah. Well, and once again, like Supercross, we always think it's decided at the beginning of the year, and once again, Tomac, Marvin, Anderson.
No.
It's been a great season, and. I know both Marvin and Tomac missed that round 2 with, didn't score any points. So, it gave Anderson a bit of a buffer there, but it's been a great Supercross season. I don't think you can ask for anything better than what we've had. I mean, you don't know who's winning going into each round. And I think that's always what's exciting. There's three, well, there's actually, we had earlier on, we had, just some guys that we weren't expecting, like Barsha running really well. I mean, Brayton's had a solid season. It's been just a fun year to watch if you're a Supercross fan, and I think you can't ask for much more than that. That's for sure.
Yeah, you definitely didn't have any dominators, and that's unique in the 450 class. Right now we do definitely have 3 top runners who's usually it's anybody's podium every weekend. Whether it's Anderson, Tomac, or Muscan, they're the usual spectators to be at the top, but you never know which one it's going to be. And we haven't had a Supercross season like that in years. It's been, either Villapoto, or it's been Dundee or Roxon. And the only thing you said, there's nothing that can make Supercross better, you're wrong. If Ken Roxon was racing, it would have been a lot better. We all know.
We have a 4-way shootout.
Keep things interesting. And he's just a slayer, and he's, a crowd favorite now that Dundee's gone. And, I'm really excited for him to make his comeback. But, he tried, so that's all we can give him. But it's been really cool. It's been really fun, and it's sad it's coming to an end. But you know what that means? Outdoors is around the corner, and I love me some outdoor pro motocross, that's for sure.
All right, we're going to take a short break. We come back, Q&As here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. I'm Polaris rider Jim Beaver. I race trophy trucks professionally, host a Down and Dirty Radio Show, and also travel the country announcing motorsports events. I've seen it all, and trust me, I've done most of it. So when it comes time to relax on the weekend, nothing is better than taking time with my family in our Razor vehicles. They've got the reliability I need to just pick up and go explore the desert, dunes, or trail, and have the capability to attack even the harshest terrain. If you're looking for some of the most reliable and safest, and hands down most capable off-road machines in the world, look no further than Polaris and their award-winning lineup of Razor vehicles. Whether you want your daughter to experience off-road driving for the first time in a Razor 170 like me, take the entire family out in a Razor XP4 1000 on the weekend, or shred the desert and dunes in the all-new Razor XP 1000 Fox Edition, Polaris has you handled. Take my advice and join me and some of the best drivers in the world by driving a Polaris Razor. Check out the full Polaris Razor lineup at Polaris.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor. For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI. A 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Come to the island and rip it up this summer. Wakeboard Island. It's a skate park on water at Blue Water Resort and Casino. Check out the two-tower cable system that pulls you and your board over the water. No boats to watch out for, no fumes. Wakeboard Island is open to all skill levels with an open center section for beginners. And for trick riders, a double side kicker in a 60-foot flat box. Wakeboard Island, the best ride this side of the Rockies. Adjacent to the River's Edge Cantina at Blue Water Resort and Casino on the Colorado River in Parker, Arizona.
Looking to have some fun on four wheels? Dirtfish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at Dirtfish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle and Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount.
Thanks for tuning in to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, available live online, in syndication on networks across the U.S., and available internationally on the American Forces Network.
Boom! It is Q&A time here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jimmy Ramey Hood here. Q&A, and I guess rolling right out of the gate, Hood, we're just going to roll right into these because you and I are going to take up this entire segment. We always do. Basically, Mad Mike in Texas, you want to know what the hell's going on with Wild Ones, the podcast, the video, the YouTube, the whole works, Amy. So cutting to the chase, I don't know. How do we roll into this? I think you're getting – I mean, you've got a ton of content. You've been doing doing a ton of content.
That's what it's about. It's taken a little bit more time because I'm learning the lay of the land of podcasting, and you really want to enter the game with a lot of content. I'm going to do my first dump on iTunes. My first launch is going to be a month's worth of content, so we're going to have 5 episodes. Ronnie Renner, Jolene and Sarah Price, Blake Wilkie, Ashley Kidd, and then my good friend from she's Bellator. Sorry, her name is escaping me right now.
Yeah, you've got tons of stuff between MMA fighters, wake surfers,
MMA fighters, wakeboarders,
motocross.
Yeah. So that's the thing. We pre-recorded all these episodes so that when people go to download, they can download a full first month, and then it's kind of linked with the YouTube video. So. You download the first month, and there's going to be a YouTube video online with Wild Ones. With my first one, I have me, Blake Wilkie. It's obviously with Ashley Kidd, Rachel Van Dippen. We're hanging out on the boat, at the moto truck, at Fitzland. Like, it's everything. So I kind of wanted it to brand it where not only do you get radio, but then you get a new YouTube video at the same time, because I'm getting my DMs blown up from people wondering when I'm going to bring up the YouTube channel again. When am I going to start filming again? Well, this gives me the perfect opportunity to, really launch a video along with my, radio content all at the same time. So obviously I'm glad people are wondering. That means I am building hype up around it. And that's what I wanted to do. I want you guys talking about it. I want you guys interested in it because it's going to come out of, it's going to be coming out with a bang. I have everything, planned, and it just takes a little bit of time, who we're working with, and they're really trying to make sure it's done right. And I can't thank Fentire enough because they're really, teaching me how to do things the right way. But I'm excited. It's going to be really cool. And I got I'm also going to be doing a few of my own episodes where it's not actually linked with any athletes. It's just going to be me talking about big issues, major issues. One is going to be really about like women. It's focused on women. It's going to be how the pros and cons and the ups and downs of being a female in this male-dominated industry, social media, kind of the challenges that I've faced and, that I see other young girls going through. And it's just kind of me venting and talking about the journey and how people should be to each other. And it's, I'm going to do some episodes like that where it's just me talking on, big kind of social conflicts or social issues or, things that we endure in this industry that I can really, either vent or speak my mind about that, can hopefully be educational and help people and, be a guide and a tool for people coming up through this industry. Again, maybe I'll do one on sponsors or whatnot. It's just kind of, I want to be able to provide a little bit of everything for people. So yeah, it's coming along. Stay tuned. My first episode of the Wild Ones is pretty epic, man. Dude, we got chicks, boats, bikinis, bikes. It's awesome. It's definitely action packed. Follows a similar storyline to my moto adventures, but just done better with more epic people. So
definitely looking forward to it. And I know some of the stuff, I don't know all of it that you've got in your back pocket, but yeah, be looking for that very, very soon, people. It's coming, I promise. We got a bunch of content to dump for Amy's new shows, both the YouTube and the podcast. But next question, this one, I guess aimed at me, but you can chime in on this one. And I actually should. This is Colin in Indianapolis. Do you think Danica Patrick has a real chance at the Indy 500 this year? I'm
so interested in your answer to this one.
Yeah. Well, first off, as soon as you get off air today or get off listening to us, people tuning in, if you're live on the internet, go to IndyCar's website. They're going to be live streaming. I think Danica is in the car at like noon Pacific today for the first time in years in an IndyCar. She's doing a test. And I think they're live streaming it. So I think you will get to see Danica in an IndyCar today at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So that being said, do I think Danica has a real chance? Any other year, it might be a gray area. This year, abso-freaking-lutely. And
why is that?
Well, the IndyCar's got an all-new car this year, which is phenomenal for her because nobody has data. Like the past couple of years, it's been the same car. Well, everybody had to go to this new aero package. So everybody at Indianapolis Motor Speedway is starting from scratch. So Danica's not playing catch-up. Her skills are still on point. So the car isn't, she's not playing catch up there. Number two, she went to Ed Carpenter Racing, who's based in Indianapolis, and they always run good at the Indy 500. Road courses, not so much. Indy 500, they're always fighting for the pole. So she went to a team that excels at the Indy 500. And number three, she's always run good at the Indy 500. She's lighter than all the guys. She's got an advantage just because of the weight. And literally, there's something like, I think, every 10 pounds in an IndyCar equates to like a tenth of a second or something like that around the speedway. So weight is her advantage, but she's always just been phenomenally well there. Like, do I expect her to win? No. Do I think she's got a real chance at like a top 5, a top 10, maybe even a top 5 if things go well? Like, you can't predict a winner of Indy just because you can't. I mean, there's so many different variables in play. But I think the girl's got a real good chance, and I am, color me a Danica fan for this one. Absolutely, man. I'm an Alexander Rossi guy through and through. We got friends. I mean, Hinch, Connor Daly, but Danica, add her into the mix. I'm pulling for her at this one too. Like, I hope she does really well. So I don't know. What's your take on all this, Amy?
Oh, absolutely. And I didn't know the thing about the new car, but I understand how she could have a disadvantage with going in where everybody else has the technology and the data. But I know when you put it on an equal playing field, why wouldn't you bet on her? She's a fantastic driver. She's a great athlete. She's obviously hungry, right? Retiring from NASCAR is going to give her this fire to really prove herself. So, and I think obviously she excels under pressure. I mean, the girl has had all eyes on her in NASCAR for years, and she's always been, the one that people root against. So, I think she goes in with a little bit more authority and really wanting to prove something. So I think she's going to be great, and definitely the weight advantage is on her side. So, go Danica.
Sweet. All right, we got 3 minutes left. We got 3 questions, 60 seconds a question. All right, this one was a no-namer. Events I can see you guys at. I just wrote notes off this, so these aren't the formal questions. I'm assuming you want to – I don't even remember my notes at this point from the questions I pulled from the web. But events I can see you at. Amy and I were both at Long Beach. And my schedule coming up, so I am going to be at Indianapolis Motor Speedway next week. I will be there for the Indianapolis Grand Prix. Then later on in the month, I will be at the ARCA race in Charlotte, North Carolina, then Terracross. I'll be at the Lucas race in Crandon. So that's kind of where I'm at. What's the next couple of weeks look for you, Hood?
I'm heading to Monster Jam University on Monday. I'll be there for a week, and then I fly back to Canada. So excited. I'm going to go back home, teach some motocross schools, get my Camp Moto underway, and then there's some talk in the works right now that I might be doing the Baja 500. We're still working on that. And then I think my next big event really is just going to be the Vegas to Reno with UTV racing. But again, my schedule is a little bit chaotic. But then when I head, my Monster Jam season starts back up in October. So stay tuned on the Monster Jam website for my tour dates coming up, because I can't really release them quite yet.
All right, and so we got 2 questions, GRC versus Rallycross. We'll get into that in depth. I can't do that in 60 seconds. That's Paige in Charlotte. Steven in Arizona, big Lucas Oil fan. Is Lucas taking over Torque good for the sport or not? Is it going to be good for Midwest? Lucas didn't take over Torque. Lucas, basically the tracks left Torque, and Lucas is going to come on and sanction him. So, yeah, you're a little bit misspoken there, but is it good?
But that's great for the sport.
Yeah, this is going to be phenomenal for the sport. Everything is unified finally, and more to come. I know some stuff, and I can't quite talk about, so watch this space. But absolutely, it's going to be phenomenal for the sport for sure. So,
Anyone who comes on board is great, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. So, all right, we are going to take a short break. We come back. We got Formula Drift winner there over the weekend. It's going to be Chris Forsberg on the line. So definitely looking forward to Forsberg. So we are going to take a short commercial break, and when we come back, it's Chris Forsberg. You got any questions for Chris? It's at JimBeaver15 on Twitter. We will get those questions answered on the show today here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. We'll be back after this. Want extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on 4 wheels? The Polaris Razor brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris Razor because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team Razor because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris Razor because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRazor.com or follow at Polaris Razor on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story.
Life is all about sound, the sound of sports, the sound at the racetrack, and the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
Come to the island and rip it up this summer. Wakeboard Island. It's a skate park on water at Blue Water Resort and Casino. Check out the 2-tower cable system that pulls you and your board over the water. No boats to watch out for, no fumes. Wakeboard Island is open to all skill levels with an open center section for beginners. And for trick riders, a double side kicker in a 60-foot flat box. Wakeboard Island, the best ride this side of the Rockies. Adjacent to the River's Edge Cantina at Blue Water Resort and Casino on the Colorado River in Parker, Arizona.
Since 1970, KC Highlights has been designing and manufacturing performance lighting for off-road and motorsports, beginning with the legendary Daylighter up until today's revolutionary Flex, Pod, and Pro 6 lighting systems. KC Highlights offers a full line of halogen, HID, and LED lighting solutions for your off-road vehicle. Looking for the best quality lighting? Looking for the brand champions choose? You're looking for KC Highlights. Find out more information at kchighlights.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KC Highlights.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI. A 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI. It's not a sibling rivalry. It's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Like what you hear? Catch all the back episodes of the Down and Dirty Radio Show on Apple Podcast, and be sure to rate, review, and subscribe.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Waiting on our boy Chris Forsberg to call in, and should be calling in here in just about any minute. We're gonna shoot him a reminder text here, but I don't know, Amy. It's been fun so far, and gonna have the Drift winner from Orlando on the show here in just a second. He moved to the West Coast, so we got a lot to talk about his West Coast move from the East Coast. And
West Coast is the best coast.
You're preaching to the choir. Like, I spent a lot of time on the East Coast the past couple of years, but
yeah,
and people that are on the East Coast will tell you that they absolutely. Hold on one second here. I'm sending. He lost the number. Oh, I gotta love life. It's gonna be interesting to get him chime in on it, because East Coast people are like diehard East Coast.
They are though, absolutely.
And I'm like a diehard West Coaster. Obviously, I'm in Arizona. I'm like 2.5 hours, 3 hours from the ocean. So, it's just everybody's got their preference.
It depends on what you're into, though. I mean, you gotta. The East Coast is beautiful, depending on where. Exactly.
Here's Forsberg. Here we go.
Okay.
All right, Chris. How is everything, my friend? We were just talking while we were waiting for you to call in, buddy. So, it was one of the questions I was going to ask you. So, you made the transition from the East Coast to the West Coast. West Coasters. I'm from the West Arizona. We're West Coast. We're close enough. We're all diehard West Coasters, right? And then you've got the people on the East Coast that are like, dude, East Coast, there's nothing better. It's like, so now you're like both. Like, I mean, how's the transition been for you, man?
Well, it's tough, yeah. Like, how's it going, man? Yeah, thanks for having me on for starters. But
we're just gonna throw you right under the bus, dude.
Yeah, we're not wasting any time here.
Not pulling any punches today.
I was born and raised in Pennsylvania, so yeah, I was East Coast forever until I was 21, and then strapped up my car and dragged it across the country to California to try and chase after some sort of drifting career before it even existed, before FD existed. And it was great, And so, like, I love it out here, and it's always sunny. It's easy to work all year round. There's events all year round. And about 6 years ago, I moved back to the East Coast to try and extend our buck a little further with the race program, because technically we can operate anywhere.
Yeah.
And so we moved back to the East Coast. We have a great relationship with English Town, so we could test out there. With Mike Knapp and the rest of the guys, and we're also running our program out of Maryland, and that was nice. But I don't know. It's like the winters are tough, and there's no events going on through winter. It's harder to get parts. California, I can drive anywhere within an hour and pick up any single part that I need from a race car. So we did that for a little while, and it was nice to, I guess, live that again as an adult, but it further reminded me that I'm living in California. That's where we're staying.
Yeah. So
I do love the fact that you mentioned that you can do what we do all year, and that's key.
Yeah.
And whether you're doing car or bike or, working with this brand or that brand, I find everybody is centralized in California. You might got to drive a couple hours, but, I was from the Midwest, and if I needed to get anything done, I got to fly around. There's so many different people here, like key people to work with. And I just find that I'm so much more productive being on this coast. Obviously, California is kind of the mecca of motorsports, but it's great that I can work and do what I do all year round. I don't get no months off. Like Canada, I get 6 months of winter where I can't even go outside. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. When you're trying to shovel, spending your hours shoveling out a driveway to get into the shop, and it's, it makes you think.
Yeah.
So we're,
exactly.
Yeah, so I guess.
Yeah, we're back here, and it's great. And, like being able to, just pick up anything all the time, like you said. So many people out here, and it just makes, working that much more convenient. A lot of people say, like, oh, there's too many people, so much traffic, but, it's also a lot harder when you got to drive 200 miles to, like, the closest anything if you're out, like, in the Midwest or East Coast sometimes.
Yeah.
So welcome to the show, Chris Forsberg. Congratulations on the win. I guess we'll do the formal intro now, like 5 minutes into your interview, right?
Yeah, no worries.
Oh, good time. No, it's just one of those. It's like, I hated to throw you under the bus like that, but it was like we were in the middle of something. I'm like, yeah, we got to get Forsberg to chime in on this.
No, yeah. Yep. It's, I know. A minute or two later, I'm just trying to catch up on a bunch of emails. We just got back into town last night, and, so got your text like, hey, idiot, call in. So, it was obviously a great weekend. We've put so much effort into the program this past off season. I mean, last year too, of course, doing a new engine program, doing the twin turbo VQ setup. But after just a pretty rough season last year, we just took the program back under our roof and clean slated the entire chassis, and we just started over. And still with ideally the same build. It's still the twin turbo VQ with the sequential box and everything else. But we basically just like redid everything. I just cut every bracket off, pulled every wire and everything out, every hose, and just rebuilt the same theory of the setup, but just fresher, cleaner, lighter. Put weight in the right places. Made some more access to components in the engine bay, and just version 2.0 always comes out better. You know that.
Yeah. Well, and talk about the competitiveness of Formula D right now, because you won a championship a couple years ago. I mean, you're always in the hunt, but and I think a lot of people year in and year out, they look at cars and go, oh, it's just the same car as last year. You know what I mean? And like, you guys are doing your homework in the off season, man. There is no rest for the wicked in Formula D. I mean, the development work you guys are putting in underneath the sheet metal, dude, it's insane. I mean, what you guys have, I mean, it's to the point where you have to, right, in the off season, because it's so competitive.
Oh yeah. I mean, a lot of people still look at drifting as, just some Mustangs and Z's out there and, skid pads just doing burnouts. But, I mean, these things are completely re-engineered. And, you got guys like Papadakis who's, converting front-wheel drive cars to the fastest, rear-wheel drive drift cars in the world. And the amount of effort that goes into these things is incredible. People are re-engineering their entire suspensions. We still have to bolt them on, so we're actually limited in a way, and we have to put in this extra level of effort because we can't just like hog all the mounts off and make whatever we want in CAD, off-road racers can do. We're very limited to the stock mounting points, and so we have to get even more creative with knuckle design and arm design to try and get as much grip and control out of these cars as possible without just like throwing the subframe away and starting over, which would be the easier route. We'd all just run AA arm cars or trailing arm cars and be done with it, but we're working with multi-link setups and just trying to, design these like billet hubs to, hold extra calipers, hold all these new mounting points and give us, the forward drive that we want, but still have side grip. It's an incredible amount of work. And, like once you get the cars jacked up, panels off, wheels off, you can really see the effort that goes into it. Although most people try and hide that.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's when things funny. It's like you actually, like you said, you get the cars jacked up and you get to see, what's underneath. And it's like, it's gone from like, 15 years ago, it was like garage builds, and things like that, to the point where you guys have like legit engineers working on your cars and, you got data logging and things like that. Like, it's, to me, what's happening in Formula Drift is absolutely insane. I mean, I put it up there with some of the best in motorsport. It's just like a lot of people on the outside, they don't realize what's happening underneath.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And, I mean, like you said, we do have, chassis engineers, chassis specialists, things like that. And we have a lot of guys coming from other forms of racing over to drifting because it's new and exciting and different for them. So we get a lot of guys coming from sprint car racing. I recently put out in an ad or whatever you want to call it for hiring another guy for our program. And all kidding aside, I got resumes from Europe from a guy who worked on the McLaren F1 team. I got a resume from a guy from the Penske Racing IndyCar team. Like, I mean, people just they love it because it's just different. Like they get kind of out of the box of typical racing and just like trying to find that little microscopic edge to win in a almost spec style race, where drifting is like you have all kinds of freedom and ideas, and people are just doing all kinds of crazy builds. The power and the engine swaps are limitless as long as they fit within the confines of the bay. But so you got like guys out there making upwards of 1,600 horsepower. And it's just super fun.
Yeah. Well, I just love seeing the new builds. I mean, we've got a Ferrari in FD this year, and and obviously, that's been kind of exciting to watch, especially seeing the Thrash Fest to get the thing back out on the track after Long Beach. But I mean, there's so many different vehicles. It's the only place where, like you said, you can have front wheel drive cars posing as rear wheel drive cars. Mustangs, Ferraris. You've just got such an eclectic mix of radness. And it's like there's no other place in the world where you get that. Maybe trophy trucks or desert racing where you get so many different vehicles on course, but they're not actually competing against each other. They're in different classes. FD, heck no, we're putting you guys all head to head. I think that's what's great.
Yeah, definitely. And like you said, we have a lot of cool cars coming through. Almost every car out there now is a late model car. The days of 25-year-old or 30-year-old drift cars is coming. I don't want to say to an end, but people are seeing the importance of working with manufacturers and pushing current model cars, and that helps the sport grow as well as give it a little more. I don't want to say like respect. It's not like we don't have respect, but it's just a little more credibility to the builds that are out there.
Yeah. So you currently sitting third in points, man. I mean, obviously at this point we know what it takes to win a championship, but how do you keep that consistency this year? Because that's what it is, being around the podium and in the hunt for a podium each and every round. I mean, you're sitting third in points. You got Atlanta coming up in a couple of weeks. I mean, how tough is it to get that to that level where you're consistently in the podium hunt every single round in FD?
Well, it all comes down to the prep, the build of the car, and the reliability. Last year we just didn't have the reliability. We still pulled a podium out and got second place in Texas, but other than that, we're getting knocked out in the first round just because the car was just having so many issues. You need to bring a car that's ready to win no matter what, and if you're gunning for a championship, of course. And so for us, it's all about consistency. And it's funny because we were just laughing about it a minute ago. Me and my wife were like, I still to this day don't have the win record in FD, but I have the podium record by like 30% or something like that. So like we just clicked off our 35th podium in FD, and I think second place is like 24.
Wow.
So to me, what that shows is it's the consistency. Like getting all the the 2s and 3s, Final 4s, some wins here and there. That's what wins championships. Just getting like, a win here and there every once in a while is not going to do it. So, for us, we just always want to make sure that we're driving, smooth, driving clean, making sure we have the car that we need, and, you just go as far as you can. And, for us, that's usually, I don't want to say usually, but it's been enough to win a championship. 2016, we actually won the championship without getting a single event win. So we got 6 podiums out of 8 rounds.
Yeah, it's
Dang.
It's the same thing we see in Supercross. So it's the guys that are just there on the podium. Not necessarily outright wins. It's just who can be around at each and every event. Yeah, it's a consistency.
Yep.
But
you have one guy. You have one guy who misses it, and you have one guy who's, not even been at the top of the box, and then you have one bad race, and it just screws you for points. Like, in those long, grueling championships, consistency is so key.
Yeah. So,
absolutely.
Got to ask you, Chris, before we let you go, I know obviously you're on the West Coast now. You've taken up having some fun in Polaris Razors, man.
You know it.
Yeah, dude, you're slaying the Razors. I got to ask you, what's the plans for those? You got any fun plans for those over the summer and this winter?
Yeah. Now that the Razors on the East Coast, I'm gonna do some more work on my Polaris Razor. Just trying to be cool like you, man. And I just got XP4 Diamond. I think it's just a total ripper right out of the box, but got a couple cool partners that came on and helped me with getting that thing upgraded. We got some assault parts on there. We got method wheels, and also going to be working with SDR to do a full makeover with it. So
nice.
It'll be a little more, a little more track ready, a little safer with, like a real proper cage on there, some new seats, and so we're looking forward to getting that going. And we have some fun projects in the works with the race service guys through the summer when we're in between FD rounds. Now that the race cars are built and out there running.
Yeah. Well, you ever want to come racing, man? Jolene Van Vliet and I, we got a Razor. We'd love to have you team with us, man. So just throwing it out there.
Certainly do, man. Yeah, absolutely.
So awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you taking the time, buddy. Good luck at Atlanta here coming up. What are we, about 2-3 weeks out from Atlanta? I think the 11th and 12th.
2 weeks out.
2 weeks out, man. I'm all confused. So it's coming up quick.
Yeah, right to it. Man.
Yeah, you guys
the
are.
first 3 are really crammed in there. So only 1 weekend off in between the first 3 rounds. So it's Tuesday. We're leaving in 7 days. Right back down there. So.
Man, well, congrats on the win, buddy. We'll definitely catch up soon, and always fun having you on air.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thanks for taking the time, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a good one.
Take it easy, Chris.
Bye.
All right.
Later.
That was Chris Forsberg, your Formula Drift winner here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. We will be back right after this. Want extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on 4 wheels? The Polaris Razor brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris Razor because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team Razor because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris Razor because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRazor.com or follow at Polaris Razor on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Looking to have some fun on 4 wheels? Dirtfish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at Dirtfish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle in Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount.
Life is all about sound, the sound of sports, the sound at the racetrack, and the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Thanks for tuning in to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, available live online, in syndication on networks across the U.S., and available internationally on the American Forces Network.
Wrapping things up here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jimby Ramey Hood, just had Chris Forsberg on the line, your Formula Drift, I guess, multi-time champ, I guess winningest podiuming, you wouldn't say winningest driver, podiumingest. No, he said he's got the most podiums. Is there a podiumist driver? I don't know. Whatever. Winningest podium. We're creating words here. But anyways, he's a badass.
Oh.
Let's just put it this way. He is a badass.
Yes, he's pretty legendary for sure. And it's pretty cool having him on our show. Like, yeah, what is the word? Now you got me all confuffled here.
Most podiums. Most podiums, I think.
Yeah, most. Well, let's make up a new word. Most podiumists.
Yeah, right. So now we're going down that rabbit hole. There's no coming back once we do. We're gonna have to create this word. So, anyways, fun having Forsberg on the line. We had our good friend Justin Matney. We had a couple of solid guests today. Amy and I caught up on all kinds of things. So. I don't know. We got some fun stuff coming the next couple of weeks here. Like I said, I will be out at the Indy Grand Prix here in about a week and a half. But check out Danica Patrick. She's going to be running. I know I'm going to flip over to IndyCar and check out their live stream, see what's happening with her after this. But I don't know. You got anything coming up this week, Amy?
Yeah, well, I might be going to go check out one of the Fitz's Army freestyle shows this weekend. I might make a last-minute trip up to Vegas Supercross yet. I'm not really too sure, but I do have to pack everything up because I'm heading to MJU to learn to do some stadium driving. I'm super excited. I'm going to be switching stuff up a bit, but stay tuned for more information about that. But hopefully I can announce my new tour dates for you guys. But, yeah, just excited to go back home, see my family and friends, riding my dirt bike.
Definitely a long time coming. That's right, Supercross finale this weekend, Best in the Desert Silver State 300 this weekend. I guess some of you that are in Vegas can do them both in one day. That's what I'd be trying to pull. But Polaris,
right?
Yeah, big shout out to Polaris Razor, General Tire, Subaru, Vision Wheel, Casey Allights, Gibson Exhaust, Dirtfish, Optimus, MotoShield Pro, Terracross, the Blue Ray Resort and Casino. I'm at Jim Beaver 15. Amy is at Amy Hood 71. Don't forget to subscribe over there on iTunes and use that coupon code JB Dirtfish for 15% off at Dirtfish Rally School. We are going to sign off here, and we'll see you guys next week.
See you guys.